In 2024, surveys from the advisory board revealed a decline in life satisfaction among Americans. A Gallup poll conducted in January 2024 found out that 78% of U.S. adults were either somewhat or very satisfied with their lives, a decrease from 83% in 2023. Notably, only 47% expressed being very satisfied, marking the lowest level since 2011. But more importantly, what about you? Are you really as happy as you think you are? Or are you just pretending for, social media? In a world that's constantly telling you to do more, to have more, to be more, it is easy to forget the power of being content with who we already are. Happiness is not having what you want, but wanting what you have. This story is for anyone who feels trapped in a race for more. It's for those who have been conditioned to think that bigger house, better cars, and higher positions will finally bring fulfillment. The Stonecutter story reveals a timeless lesson about contentment and the dangers of constant comparison. Learn practical steps to appreciate what you have, focus on your unique journey, and find lasting happiness. Watch now for inspiration and actionable tips to embrace contentment and learn to untap your potential. Welcome to Untapping Your Potential, where we will share with you motivational stories, motivational figures, comeback stories, and public speaking tips that will keep you growing and inspire you to take action. Once upon a time, there lived a stonecutter named Steve. Every day he went up to the mountain to cut stone and then carried it to the market to sell. He had a decent life, but everything changed one day when he happened to peek through the gates of a wealthy man's house. Through the open gate, he could see all the fancy stuff inside the merchant's house. Shiny jewels, nice clothes, and all the important visitors. It was like a big, shiny party with people who looked very important. Steve pondered that the merchant must be so powerful and thought aloud, "I want to be like that merchant." The spirit of the mountain heard the stonecutter and gave him what he wanted. Steve, the stonecutter, was shocked to discover he was sitting in a magnificent room brimming with exquisite treasures, dressed as the merchant. He was regarded with respect and given special treatment. But shortly after, he noticed a high-ranking official passing by while being escorted by guards. Everyone bowed down in front of him and didn't even look him in the eye. Steve thought about how powerful that official was and mumbled, "I wish I had that much power." The spirit of the mountain heard the stonecutter and gave him what he wanted. Poof! Steve was the official before he knew it. He was carried by attendants while seated in a lavish sedan chair. As he passed by, people showed him respect by bowing to him. As the official, however, Steve started to feel uneasy. He could not even enjoy the luxury of his position because of the oppressive summer heat. He glanced at the blazing sun. Steve believed that the sun was the most potent object in the sky. "I wish I were the sun. The sun is the most powerful thing in the sky," Steve thought. "I wish I could be the sun." The former stonecutter turned into the sun, much to Steve's surprise. His brilliant light scorched the land below, which filled the entire area with heat. The heat caused trouble for both humans and animals. To the creature's relief, a massive storm cloud soon blocked Steve's sunlight. It really irritated him, Steve thought. "The cloud is more powerful than me. I wish I could be the cloud." Thus, the former stonecutter turned into the cloud. As he spread across the sky, rain poured and flooded the fields below. Steve realized the wind was pushing him away, and people cursed him for the harm he had already caused. "The wind is more powerful than I am," Steve thought. "I wish I could be the wind." After a while, the former stonecutter turned into the wind and blew through the town, destroying buildings and uprooting trees. However, as he blew as hard as he could, he hit something that remained stationary, despite his best efforts. A massive stone defied his force and remained motionless. How powerful that stone is, Steve thought. I wish I could be the stone. And just like that, Steve became the stone. He felt as strong and powerful as he had ever imagined. Nothing could move him, and he stood tall and proud. But then, he heard the sound of a hammer striking against him. Steve felt himself being chipped and shaped. What could be more powerful than me, the stone, he wondered. He saw a small figure below, a stonecutter, hammering and chiseling away at the stone. As the stone, he realized that his wish for power had led him to a place where he could no longer control his fate. He had spent his whole life shaping stones, but now he was being shaped by another stonecutter. Steve realized the truth. It wasn't the merchant, the official, the sun, the cloud, or truly the powerful wind. It was the stonecutter, the one who could shape and transform even the most burdensome stone with his hands. The power was not in becoming someone or something else. It was the ability to shape and create with what you have. The spirit of the mountain heard and gave him what he wanted. At once, he was a stonecutter again. At this, he was thankful and never wished again to be something that he was not. From that day on, Steve found contentment in being the stonecutter, understanding that true strength comes from the skill and wisdom to shape the world around you. If you have a job, and this job pays you a certain amount of money, and then you get a raise and you think, oh man, I need a bigger house, I need to get a bigger car, I need to get a better phone, and then you're like, wow, I don't have any money left over, but I got this huge raise. What happened to it all? Because you grew to the size of the fish tank. Every time that fish tank grew bigger, I stayed the same size. I don't increase my footprint on that stuff. And when I do increase my footprint, I really analyze what increasing that footprint means, because I don't want to grow to the size of my tank. Growing to the size of my tank is a dangerous strategy, because if that tank cracks in any way, you have to downsize that tank. But you've already grown to the full size of it. Now, you have some hard decisions to make. That is a scary place to be. Thor from Pirate Software. Thor's analogy about the fish tank can be tied to the stonecutter story in a way that highlights the dangers of always striving for more and never being content with what you have. There's no easy way to be grateful, content, and being truly happy with yourself, especially when comparison and envy creep in. But here's the secret. 1. Practice gratitude daily. Take 5 minutes each day to write down 3 things you're grateful for in your life. This simple habit helps you focus on what you have rather than what you lacked. Number 2, avoid the comparison trap. When you find yourself comparing your life to others, pause and remind yourself, everyone's journey is unique. Focus on your strengths and achievements instead of wishing for someone else's life. 3, set purposeful goals. Reflect on what truly matters to you, not what society deems better or successful. Align your goals with your values and celebrate small wins along the way. When you are content to be simply yourself and don't compare or compete, everyone will respect you. Lao Tzu. Thanks for watching this video. How would you like to hear more motivational stories consistently? Do me a favor and support the channel by sharing and commenting below. And please make sure to like and hit that subscribe button to get the latest update. Soon, you will be on your way to feeling inspired.